Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning and salam madani to everyone tuning in from all corners of the world. I am Dr. Nur Shamimi Samsudin and I am absolutely thrilled to once again be your MC for the second international e-conference on Green and Safe Cities ieGRESAFE 2024. It is wonderful to see so many of you back for what promises to be another impactful day full of innovative ideas and powerful discussion. First, let me say a huge thank you to each and every one of you for your continued participation and enthusiasm. Your presence is what fuels the energy and excitement of this conference, and I know today's session are going to be just as engaging and thought-provoking as yesterday. We've got a fantastic lineup ahead, and I can feel the anticipations building as we get ready to dive into more cutting-edge topics on building greener, safer cities. So buckle up, get ready to be inspired. Now, to kick off today's program, it is my honor to introduce our first speaker of the day, technologist Dr. Nur Imran Samsudin. Assalamualaikum, Doctor.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, good morning.
Before that, let me introduce about technologist Dr. Nur Imran. Technologist Dr. Nur Imran is an esteemed faculty member from the Faculty of Built Environment and Surveying at University Technology Malaysia, Skudai Johor. His expertise in sustainable urban development has made significant contributions to the field, particularly in the study of vernacular settlements and their relevance to modern sustainability practices. He established the Urban Design and Environmental Research Group UDE at UTM, focusing on urban design and settlement studies. Technologist Dr. Nur Imran is also a member of several prestigious organizations, including the Malaysian Institute of Planners and the Malaysian Historical Society, and is a registered professional technologist with the Malaysian Board of Technologists. He was also selected for the CUO program at faculty, which allowed him to work closely with the Iskandar Malaysia Regional Authority and the Iskandar Puteri City Council. Today, technologist Dr. Nur Imran will share his insights on vernacular settlements as models for sustainable urban futures. This presentation will explore how traditional settlement patterns, which have stood the test of time, can provide valuable lessons for creating sustainable urban environments in the future. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming technologist Dr. Nur Imran Samsudin. The floor is yours, Doctor.
Baik, terima kasih. Audio screen. Alright, okay. Assalamualaikum
You may share the slide,
wabarakatuh
Doctor.
and good morning. Yeah, I share the screen.
You're still waiting for your screen?
Okay. Alright, is it appear?
It is still not appear, Doctor. Okay, now we can see your screen.
Okay, I can go for full screen now.
Yeah.
How's it now? Okay.
It is
can I
still
start
not
now?
in full. Doctor, you can make it full screen, Doctor?
Oh, already full screen. My side.
So we cannot see the full screen from our side.
Oh, okay. So let me try to reshare.
Maybe Doctor reshare once again.
Okay, thank you. Share screen. How about now?
We are still waiting for the screen to show up. Okay, it's loading now.
All right.
Okay, can doctor make it full view of it?
Slideshow. All right. Okay. It's full screen.
It's loading right now. Yeah, now the view is okay. It's full view mode now. Okay, doctor, you may proceed.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So, can understand? All right. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning to esteemed colleague, all the colleagues, researchers, guys, all the students. It's profound honor to join you today at the International Conference on Green and Safe Cities as one of the invited speakers for the third speakers for the second days. Yeah. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the organizing committee to UiTM Sri Iskandar for this opportunity to share my insight on topic that is both timely and I think it's very crucial. The vertical settlement as models for sustainable urban features. As we gather here to discuss resilient urban features and sustainable solution, it is imperative to reflect on the rich tapestry of traditional settlement that have thrived for centuries. This vertical architecture and also the settlement are not mere relic on the past. They are living example actually of sustainability, adaptability, local wisdom, and community resilience. All right, let me start my presentation today just to share with everyone that I am a senior lecturer of Urban and Regional Planning in Faculty of Urban Environment and Surveying, University Technology Malaysia, Johor Bahru, and I am the head of researcher in a research group for urban design and environmental study, also in UTM. Uh, Before we go in detail for this plus minus about 1 hour presentation, I would like to share the first picture. Is it on your screen? I just want to make sure that my slide is moving. Moderator, is it my slide showing the first slide? All right, I believe that it's moving now. All right, okay. All right, the first slide. I'm not sure that what's the audience looking on this. This is it's very typical housing scheme in Malaysia, terrace houses or the link house actually. In British they call it link house, but in Malaysia they call it terrace houses. And you can see in front of this house, there's a tent. Perhaps it's a wedding festival, and at the front, next to that particular tent, very small space there, and you can see the big truck or lorries over there. They're passing through this neighborhood, and you can see there's a coconut tree in front of it, and this is quite very typical design of terrace houses in Malaysia, and how I can relate this picture. Actually, this is my own personal picture. Actually, this is belong to my parent house located in Gombak in Kuala Lumpur, in Selangor. And this is I think it's my sister event, right? So you can see that how we have looking for you know space that for our settlement, and somehow this kind of needs culture social culture need our daily activity life somehow it's not be considered since many years. We design our neighborhood, we design our living environment, the housing scheme, with all the facilities. Of course, we have all the multi-purpose hall, everything. We have all the playground, we all the pocket space, all this. But somehow, when we look on the micro and perspective of or perception of the world, sometimes we forget that there's small things like this. All right. We go to the next slide. All right. So I will start. Hello. All right. Okay. So, sorry for the technical issue. Let me share my screen. Back.
Okay, doctor. Maybe you can share your slide once
Okay.
again.
Okay. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Let me continue. All right. Okay. Is
Okay.
it online now? The second picture?
It is, yeah, it's still loading, doctor. Okay, now we can see your slide, but it is not in full mute,
Okay, thank you.
full view mode.
Okay, okay. Like cartoon. Okay, is it appear on your screen?
Yeah, we can see the slide, but it is not in
All
the
right. Okay, thank you.
full view
Okay,
mode.
that's great. Okay, maybe little bit delay on it, but I will just continue my presentation. On the left side, you can see on your screen is a Datuk Lat cartoon. Datuk Lat is very famous cartoonist in Malaysia. And for those who are follow Datuk Lat, all the publication Datuk Lat, all the cartoon series of cartoon, Kampung Boy, all these things. And there's numbers of series of publication that karya daripada Datuk Lat itself. And some illustration, some drawing, some pictures in this book series of this comic. You can see that actually Datuk Lat's very critical about the living environment that he experienced living from daripada zaman kecil hingga zaman dewasa dan dia berkeluarga dan sebagainya. From Datuk Lat perspective, we can see that actually he tried to critique how we are our living environment today is that what we offer to our dwellers today or to our community today. You can see on the left side is a terrace houses, on the right side is a high-rise development. Okay, and you can see Datuk Lat and the tree of pokok pinang, pinang tree. You can see they say for one moment he's together took me back to my childhood days. Okay, or they reflect dia Datuk Lat mengingat kembali zaman kecil dia. Then you can see that construction on the road side when our land in the urban area become limited. On the right side is again is a very typical kind of terrace houses. This is especially for the landed property. Okay, daripada from Skudai sampai lah Kok Diang, these all the typical housing scheme that we have. And I will try to relate back with my title today, Vertical Settlement as Model for Sustainable Urban Futures. Okay. Next, again, from Datuk Lat, credit to Datuk Lat. On the left side, you can see the kids playing within the compound in front of terrace houses, and they use the fence as a badminton net. Yeah, and in front of it, you can see small kids, a small baby, then with Superman. Hold the fencing gate in front tak boleh keluar sebab very dangerous mungkin they are not allowed to play outside of their house, even though I'm not sure, maybe they are quite far away from the playground. And you can see the school bus there passing through the neighborhood, and you can see Mat Rempit over there passing through this neighborhood with high speed. So this kind of living environment actually being influenced by how we design our neighborhood scheme. And due to the limited space, and sometimes we provide the open space and all playground, but somehow it's quite far away, and it's very difficult to our kids to cross over with safe, and even though the parents somehow worry about their kids if they're going outside to play with their colleagues. And on the right side, you can see again, it's about space. It's about how we design our community, grid by grid, line by line, barrack by barrack, and you can see this car try to passing through side lane, lorong tepi. in the terrace houses. And you can see kids try hang gantung dia punya badminton net from one window to their neighbor windows. And then bila setiap kali kenderaan nak lalu, dia mungkin kena buka dia punya net. Alright? Okay. And now, back.
Alright, Doctor. Before we proceed, just to be confirmed, we are now at which slide?
Yes.
Slide number?
Is it, how about this one? Number 6.
Okay, because just now the slide is not moving. Because it's just stay at number 4.
Maybe they're slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
still number 4. Maybe how about this one?
Yes, it's moved now.
Okay, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for the technical issue. But this is the slide that I'm showing to you. I'm not sure that if I make a full screen, then dia akan ada delay.
Doctor, because we cannot see the full screen at our screen now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why.
Kalau saya full screen this one, is it appear? Kalau you boleh maklumkan? Dia full screen tak?
No. Kita still can nampak dia punya the sidebar.
Okay. Sekejap saya cuba fikirkan. Saya pun tak pasti kenapa bila kita full screen dia tak appear. Mungkin saya try saya upload dalam Google Slide, and then I try pakai Google Slide.
Okay, sure.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for delay. Because there are lots of pictures. I'm eager to show you all the picture that I put in my slide. Okay. Before I just re-upload there, and maybe I just continue my input on this. Even though this is not in full screen, but that's what I'm sharing. I share. It's about the setting of housing scheme in the terrace houses. If you can imagine that. I'm not sure is it here on your screen or not. But there's a cartoon that from Datuk Lat. There's two different setting of houses, terrace houses. One that showing that kids playing inside of the house, the courtyard or the compound of the house, playing badminton. If I don't know, is it today generation playing badminton with their neighbor if they stay in terrace houses? But we use the fence as the net for the badminton or within the compound. We didn't go outside of it because many issues in terms of traffic coming through our neighborhood. So this is all about this slide actually. Let me check whether the slide is ready. Not yet. Maybe it's quite heavy because of the lots of illustration and graphic. Is it okay if I continue my slide without full slide?
Okay.
We wait for a while. Maybe before that, I just continue. In this context, what I'd like to share, we try to promote that. Why not? By looking back our origin, which in this context, I would like to propose that we try to try to understand the vernacular settlement. Vernacular settlement is in our in Malaysia. We are referring to all the kampung that we have within the in nationwide. Okay, Okay, vernacular settlement, particularly known as kampung in the Malay context, represent a unique architecture and a cultural heritage that has developed organically over centuries. So as we know that kampung, there's a unplanned kampung and also well-planned kampung. But in this study, actually, I presented yesterday one of my paper in one of your parallel session. I try to promote that actually in terms of even though this is vernacular settlement, even though this is vernacular settlement, actually there are some ideas and some concept that we can learn from this setting. Right? Okay, let me try to reshare. Perhaps kita doa lah harap okay. Saya minta maaf on it. We have tried this one before this. Slide. Okay, saya stop screen. Okay, on your screen, okay, maybe I just click slideshow. Okay, is it appear on screen yet?
Yes,
Okay, I
Doctor, we
believe
can
it's
see
back
your
online.
full slide. Yeah, full
Okay,
mode.
that's
Yeah,
great. Okay, I'm really apologize on it that
it's
I
okay.
try to
Doctor,
move
can you
the
just
next slide.
run the slide
Slide.
up to the yeah, it's moving now. Yes, we can see your slide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Slideshow. Dia jauh sikit ni sebab dekat Johor. Dia ada delay sikit dia.
Okay.
Dia so, sebab lalu banyak tol kan. Okay. Sekejap. Okay, I already this slide. Yeah. Okay, please alert me kalau slide tak bergerak atau sebagainya lah. Okay, is it okay? I would like to continue. Okay.
In your slide now, we cannot see your slide at this moment.
Okay, is it moving now?
We cannot see, Doctor.
Right? Masih lagi belum. Pelik ni. Ada alternatif lain tak?
Okay, Doctor. I think
Sebab my presentation lots of pictures, so I'm not sure kaedah lain. Right.
Doctor, you want us to run it from here, or you can share the slide through WhatsApp. Then we run it from here.
Okay. Okay, saya hantar kepada Dr. Kamrizam.
Okay, we wait for Dr. Karizim. The latest slide, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, while we're waiting there, maybe I just continue a little bit to explain about the idea behind of the characteristic medical settlement. Um, okay. Uh, one of the characteristic for vernacular settlement, we know that this is vernacular settlement. When we say vernacular, is very traditional, and normally they evolve naturally without formal planning and without formal architecture intervention. And this organic growth allow this community. I'm refer the society apa ni, masyarakat pada zaman dahulu community to adapt to their surrounding context, to their setting, to their different kind of setting with natural setting, and also they're also utilizing local materials. For example, when they want to build a house, they use construction. They use a traditional construction technique, and that reflect actually the environmental condition and also the culture practice of the area. Means that they are totally different with what we have been practiced today. For example, when we are plan for new neighborhood scheme, for example, we go for cut and fill. We cut all the trees, for example, make all the platforms, terrace by terrace platform, and the yang ironicnya, we promote our as more sustainable. We plant the artificial trees. We put all the decoration with all the lighting, green neighborhood in this country. So this actually our vertical settlement that actually promote, they are more sustainable at one perspective, and much more better rather than the rather than the right. Okay. Nanti.
Okay, everyone. I think we have technical issues and we might break for a while.
And then in terms of culture practice,
back to the doctor,
the design and the layout kampung are deeply influenced by the culture. That's what we know. And most of the many of researchers and scholars study about this, how the the vertical settlement or kampung being influenced by this culture and social practice. Yes. Yes, please. You want to take a break?
Welcome back, everyone. We are so sorry for the technical issues, but I think we are ready now. Are you ready, Doctor, to proceed?
All right, thank you. All right,
Okay, Doctor, we can hear you and we can see the slide number 6 now. You may proceed, Doctor. The floor is yours.
alright. Don't waste our time. Kita ada masih lebih kurang 30 minit. Kita continue dengan gambar seterusnya. We continue with this slide. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, back to our topic, medical settlement as model for sustainable urban features. Can you go to the back slide? The previous slide, I'm just to showing that activity. Yes, this one. So this is you can see this is under apa ni? Di bawah rumah. Kalau you imagine that rumah kampung, gotong royong activity, the partial help, where everyone else, let's say this week is for this house and another week is another the neighbor. So there we go. When the whole kampung, imagine that. Kalau macam ni, makcik-makcik ni, nenek-nenek dan sebagainya, pergi masak, they are cooking together and prepare all the meals for the whole village and for all the visitors. Tetamu dia lah, dan everyone bring ada sugar, ada all the food, vegetables dan sebagainya, masak bersama di bawah rumah. So this kind of space, what we call as a communal space, and sometimes this space is not only outside of the house, but also there ada the interior design of the house itself. Okay, we go to the next slide. And into village layout, and dia di paparan sekarang in your screen, how we can shape, there's a question, how we can shape a good society and excel in behavior, the value of life, lifestyle, daily through designing the physical living environment and applying certain housing configuration. So the idea is when we're looking back the medical settlement, and why not? Lots of attempt and I can say the experiment that we try to adopt certain design in modern housing design. I will show at the last of my presentation later on, but you can see the kids play, enjoy with the space within the kampung area, and the neighbor can watch to each other. Tak perlu CCTV, there's no all this kind of CCTV. I mean, I can share with you in my housing scheme, there are 72 CCTV that in get the safety of our kids. And you can see this kid in our kampung. You can see in any companies all this thing. Okay, next. Not okay. Yes, this one. That's great. We start with traditional, and this is all the period. This is from my thesis during when I'm doing my study PhD. In terms of period, we can see actually there's three transition period of time before we have in a modern setting nowadays in the urban state. But we start with the trend in kampung, in rural life, when the economy is 1970 after independence, all the heavy industry coming into Malaysia. and due to the demand and then limited idea and concept we bring and crossover we try to implement in our housing scheme in urban area. The terrace houses, the link, you can see the own identity and all these things, low cost housing and so on. Okay, but this is when you look back on transition period of time, all these squatters, spontaneous or informal or vernacular settlement in city center, you can see some ideas actually they bring from the kampong. They bring the coconut tree, they bring all the city center, and then somehow when you go for modern terrace houses, somehow we can see some people still planting the coconut tree within the compound, even that is located in the road reserve. So you can see how people start to move and bring their culture and try to with different setting. Okay, next. Maybe we need to quit one. Okay, next. Right. And this slide, you can see that I just described about some introduction. I already explained to you. There's a vernacular settlement, and I believe that that by looking and explore from here, we go to the slide 11. It's all the definition and the concept of what actually the kampung. Okay, and according to Harun, for example, the ideas and aspiration to build a residential community begin from site selection. You can see that how the old community previous time and before, even though they start to build a kampung, they need to consider all these things, all the factors, natural factor, land, for agriculture, for paddy, for kampung. The local, what they call, some scholars say the local wisdom of kampung. They evolve and tested through tradition and somehow when the surrounding development being developed, surrounding area being developed, this kampung become urban village. And even though they are this village, actually they are older than the surrounding development, and due to the time, due to the demand of economy and so on, this need to move to maybe to low cost housing. And sorry to say that even you can see when we move this kind of traditional village to the modern housing scale, let's say go for apartment, low cost apartment, for example, all the activity that they can when we move this kind of community, everything is gone. You can see the traditional village in Terengganu, maybe in Terengganu, for example, as a case study. When we move the fisherman village from the kampong houses next to the beach, next to the river, and then we move to multi-story houses. The question is how they want to bring the net, they can bring because they are fishermen, they can buy key net, everything, the fits to net, the fishing net. Dia tak boleh buang tu. Okay, dia tak boleh bawa dia punya boat. They cannot bring their boats, to then all the craft, sometimes they do in craft dan sebagainya, involved in craft activity, lost, all this skill lost and not being continued. dan all the cultural values have been hilang begitu saja, being demolished like that because of this kind of activity when we redesign back and this as a designer, as planner, as architect, even the landscape architect, all the profession related to development need to carefully consider about this. Of course, we are not denying that there's a economy needs, there's a lot of need of economy, but the idea maybe a student here that we like to explore in this study in the near future, we need to consider back our what vertical settlement came from, what, and we learn use that Malay society. Okay, we go to number 15. Okay. Next. All right. So understanding again, you can see this kind of layout. It's quite easy actually. We can learn from. We just open our Google Maps, Google all the technology here. Satellite image. We can observe from how the house being arranged, and somehow even though if we go to the site, kita pergi melawat tapak sebagainya, kita try to adopt the surrounding context. Okay. So even though this is organic, because Orientalists, for example, pengkaji daripada British, for example, they are looking at traditional kampung. Kalau kita tengok sejarah-sejarah, catatan sejarah, dia kata kampung ni organik. It's not well planned, tidak tersusun. Tapi actually it's not. Scholars and researchers found that actually there's some regulation. There's some sebenarnya ada guidelines before sebelum sesuatu perkampungan atau pertempatan itu dibuat ataupun dibina oleh sesebuah masyarakat. So the claim that say that our traditional village, our kampung in the past actually is looks like squatter sebagai tidak tersusun, sebenarnya actually is not correct. Okay. We need to look, it's not only for physical, but we need to understand there's a non-physical element that influence how the settlement pattern and form. Okay. And it's not happening in our culture, but it's happened around the world. Okay? And look on next slide, we look on some image. For example, Wirio Moratano, ada satu buku 2014, they are talking, he talking about the Malay urbanism component, Malay urbanism concept. Dia ada istilah duduk, it's quite duduk or sit, tempat tinggal, living place, kampung halaman, home. These are all terminology from the language and how it's then, and bila we study from design, plan, physical design and social culture like this, then baru kita realize, that actually there's some relationship. Kampung halaman, home. Kita kata, for example, I give satu situasi. I'm living in outside of KL. I'm going back to Gombak in my hometown. Saya cakap saya balik kampung. I'm going back to my village. Sedangkan my parent house located in terrace houses. Gambar yang pertama tadi, kampung, balik kampung, cuti sekolah, balik kampung, bawa anak-anak. Alright. Balik kampung, dia tak cakap balik bandar. Kita tak cakap balik taman perumahan, balik rumah teres, balik apartmen, tak ada. Kita akan cakap balik kampung. I will say to my kids, okay, jom balik kampung, rumah tu. Okay, walaupun duduk di taman. So the concept of kampung, actually, the idea is we cannot see from only physical, but we need to look on the non-physical. Okay, let's go to the maybe quick one. Lots of pictures. Number 17. Okay, this is some illustration. You can get from Google image, lots of it, but I just can label that. Home, there's a garden, and so imagine that from one house, there's a numbers of function and component. So there's a storage, there's maybe in your sibling, I believe that for the, especially the young generation, if you're going back to your grandfather, grandmother kampung village, you can see sebelah rumah mungkin ada rumah pakcik, your relative house, your sibling house dan sebagainya. Dan this is close to our culture, especially for the Malays. And toilets outside mungkin sekarang mungkin tak ada lah, tapi mungkin ada lagi. Toiletnya dikeluarkan. Ada kebun, orchard, and then of course the house itself. We may not discuss about the architecture design today. Dia ada section dia lah, rumah ibu, rumah dapur, all these things. So by looking at the house itself, they're very rich with all these components. Okay, next. Okay, this all the pictures come from my own collection. When I go travel around Malaysia, then I love to take all this kind of scene. We can learn lots. We can see small kids together. Mungkin bawa pinjam motor ayah dia, pergi berkumpul, melepak dengan kawan-kawan dia. So this is in Seberang Taki, in Terengganu. Okay, next. So again, karakteristik, okay, tadi saya dah terangkan. Okay, kita pergi terus. Okay, next. Okay, I think I know that for those who are from UiTM Sri Iskandar, there's a nearby your campus. There's a replica actually, Kampung Boy. With Perak architectural style, rumah kampung dengan gaya seni bina Perak. Okay, and I love to share with you. You can buy all this comic Datuk Lat from a nearby bookstore. Criticism Datuk Lat about how we live today. Sebenarnya bukan cerita berkenaan kisah hidup beliau sahaja, tapi beliau berkongsi ada criticism di dalam karya-karya beliau berkenaan gaya hidup dan sebagainya. Dan saya suka ambil gambar-gambar daripada karya beliau. Saya gunakan sebagai slides masa mengajar, dan we can learn from this, from Datuk Lat experience. Okay, we go to the next. Okay. And we talk about local material, traditional technique. We know about this, adaptation to climate. Imagine that how kalau siapa yang ada lagi rumah kampung di rumah ibu bapa ataupun their grandfather, grandmother, rumah dia lebih sejuk. It's much more cooler than no aircon, but will be all the windy passing through the rumah tu, dia rasa sejuk dan lebih nyaman. Walaupun tak sejuk, tapi dia lebih nyaman. So the uniqueness of then being studied by lots of scholars, architect dan sebagainya, study kenapa rumah-rumah ni lebih again, it's about much more sustain in terms of much more sustainable rather than rumah yang kita tinggal pada zaman moden pada hari ini. These are all the question that very interesting that we can learn. Okay, community centric approach. Today kita cakap lah people centric dekat bandar. 20 minutes neighborhood and all the concept, modern concept. But actually we can learn this from our village. Dan perkara ni semua dah ada di sana. Okay, next. Okay, this is for all the typical traditional village, a replica from museum, Fisherman Wing Museum di Tanjung Balau di Johor. Ada satu replika kampung. Okay, kita tengok, it's very nice. In old days, masih ada, kita boleh cari. We can look all this kind of kampung today. Okay, next. Okay, and I start slowly to show you the modern side. Okay, discussion about the vernacular settlement. Okay, there's a key characteristic, community-centric design. You can see on the right side all the image, communal space that located facing toward to one for each house, and this is quite this is a place where the kids playing around with safe, and tak ada kereta passing through, tak ada mak rempit, langgar budak dia ada ruang-ruang ini saya informal space ini dia tidak perlukan satu dataran yang luas yang besar. There's no need of public space. Sometimes we design public space but it's not function. Very difficult to come and cross over dan sebagainya. Okay, this is the designer need think back and consider. Sometimes the space, the communal space, sometimes much more available and lebih diperlukan di kawasan perumahan kita. Okay, next. Okay, next. Okay, we go for the modern one. Okay, from traditional settlement, then we go for mass urban housing scheme, and now we have national housing. And in this document, we talk about the entity and concept. Slowly, actually, the government and the designer, the architect, urban planners, landscape architect dan semua yang terlibat dalam bidang ini sedang mula meneliti bagaimana untuk perkenalkan sebenarnya. Sebab we have all these terrace houses being dominate the industry. Being dominate the housing scheme. Daripada saya cakap daripada Skudai tu kok diam. Kita akan jumpa pattern yang sama, rumah yang sama, design yang lebih kurang sama. Itulah cara kita susun grid by grid 90 degrees because this idea being introduced since revolution industry zaman yang dia orang tu pun tak pakai dah dekat London, dekat UK, but we still use it. Okay, but this is again is a pro and cons in term of ekonomi dan sebagainya. Kalau kita, tapi saya akan tunjuk contoh beberapa percubaan or experiment. Okay, next. 26. This is all the guideline. You can see back space, back lane, side lane. We have all the standard, but somehow this is lost space in our neighborhood. Kita tak guna. This is not our communal space. Tak ada pun orang kita pergilah main dekat belakang rumah. Kita cakap dekat anak kita pergi main, go to back house, back lane, and you can play with your colleagues. No, I don't think so. Belakang ni akan jadi storage, jadi tempat buang sampah, buang kereta buruk, betul tak? Okay, so that's the idea. Okay, next. Okay, some image. Okay, some promoting. Next, we go to slide 31. Maybe just giving him about 5 to 10 minutes more. Okay, typical house arrangement is a study from Prof. Ahmad Solis Hassan, USM, retired I think already. Corak perumahan tradisional. So he also study about the settlement pattern, traditional settlement pattern, kampung. Okay, you can see some pattern. Okay, next. So this is also from my study previously. So there's a cluster form, linear form, and also scattered. Next. Okay, 34. We go to the diagram. I would like to show to you in 3D. So this I generate in 3D. You can see the traditional. This is one of the typology, kampung atas air or water village. And in Johor pun ada. In Johor we have one or two area that still dia practice this kampung atas air. Bukan di Sabah Sarawak saja. Itu pun ada. Kampung biasa ni kampung nelayan lah. So we can see the pattern where the dwellers they build a house on the water surface. Okay, next we go another type, kampung nelayan, fisherman village. It's very typical. And the third one. Okay, in Johor is very unique. I shared this one yesterday in my presentation. Kampung Parit or Kampung Darat, because it's influenced by Javanese. When we study about the Javanese community, we found that actually there's some settlement pattern that being promoted or being introduced by this community and blended with the local community culture and all this thing. And somehow they actually introduce a like grid system. Okay, dia ada hierarchy of the parit. Parit tu dia ada hierarchy dia. Daripada parit besar, parit sepadan dan sebagainya sampai ke rumah. Dan you can see that kalau tak percaya, you can open your Google Earth, you can see on the west coast of pantai Semenanjung Malaysia, Peninsula Malaysia, you can see the banyakkan tanah-tanah lot parcel, land parcel on the left side of Peninsula, the west coast, dia memanjang. Lot dia memanjang. Kita tengok tanah-tanah kalau sampai from Johor Barat dan sebagainya, Pontian, Muar sebagainya, tengok tanah dia memanjang. Okay, sebab inilah pattern orang yang we can learn from the previous time. Dan pattern tu masih kekal sehingga hari ini. Okay, next we go to the 37. So this is a diagram that showing the hierarchy of parit system. Parit is a stream drainage system to irrigate the agriculture land. Okay, parit besar, parit kecil, parit sepadan, and then okay, let's the final one, the final part, redesign. Before I conclude, local wisdom. Go to the next slide. Okay, here. So the setting, the settlement physical design attribute is about what, where, when, and how they will see, and then we go for perception. This is how the process, how we can learn from this. Then we study about the perception, what, where, when, and how they will feel. So how they feel about their living environment, and then cognition, cognitive. Bagaimana dia mengalami, experience, think or experience. Then how they affect behavior, tingkah laku. We allow our kids to play around, how they mix up, bagaimana dia kenal jiran tetangga, dia kenal tak rumah belakang, dia kenal tak anak di hujung sana, kawan-kawan di dalam satu taman, kadang-kadang kita tak kenal pun. Okay, this effect, kesan, dan bagaimana kita react as human being untuk setting dalam design tu, and then kita respond, okay, what actually they will do. So this is the process that I introduced in my study previous time, that in order to understand how vernacular settlement can contribute towards this. Okay, next. One. Next. So some ideas on adaptation of kampung physical attributes in terms of arrangement, in terms of sebenarnya kita boleh try to redesign, especially for new development. There's a lot of study being tried. Salah satu contoh saya tunjuk. In terms of cluster form dan sebagainya, bagaimana cluster form pun boleh. Sebab if you talk this idea about to developer, they are concerned about how many units that can develop. Okay, one part in one land, one acres, for example. It's because it's about cost. It's about cost. Dia tak ada masa nak try and error, because they are business. So there's a lot, need a lot of actually ada hadir pun. We have a next slide. Cul-de-sac. We have cul-de-sac style being introduced, dah banyak tempat dan sebagainya, dan cul-de-sac ni from France dan sebagainya, somehow dia influence, boleh kita relatekan the unit that facing to each other. Dan saya interesting, saya nak tunjuk yang last ni, case study di Johor Bahru. I have student to study this is one of idea. Tengok next slide. Di Nong Chik, siapa pernah dengar, di Nong Chik, kampung buat konsep honeycomb. Honeycomb ni quite dah lama dah, 2009. Being introduced by architect Mazlin Ghazali di USM, tak salah saya. Betulkan saya. Ada 167 unit. Lepas tu konsep ni cuba dikenalkan. It's about clustering. Cluster, each unit facing to each other, dan you ada communal space. You boleh main dekat tengah tu. You boleh nampak from this area photo, ada playground for each cluster tu, dan jiran dia boleh kenal to each other sebab dia unit yang lebih sedikit, small unit that facing to each other, and satu face another face, dan you boleh berjalan dengan selamat lah to each other. But I am not sure there's a study apa yang terjadi kepada komuniti ini. Mungkin this quite interesting untuk siapa yang untuk study, kajian, untuk mengkaji balik bagaimana kualiti hidup ataupun bagaimana mereka sesuaikan dengan persekitaran seperti ini. Okay, ini di Johor Bahru. Okay, next kita tengok some ideas. Okay, this is from satellite image. You can see that. Okay, it's quite unique. Dia adalah boleh cari paper ni dan tengok macam mana dia promote, dan ada beberapa projek saja je implement. Tak salah saya di Maran ada projek, tak salah di Maran di Johor Bahru ni satu, Nong Chik, di Maran ada satu developer, tapi itu townhouse, tapi disusun style honeycomb. Okay, next 45. Okay, again this is the ideal model, layout, open space, road circulation. Actually we can try and adopt certain ideas, cluster from the kampung concept. And then of course Persi 8 pun kita boleh visit in the next Putrajaya. Okay, Persi 8 where's a fenceless area, community, tak ada pagar, rumah teres tapi tak ada pagar. Okay, there's no fence, so it's quite unique because the idea of no boundaries dekat kampung tu. And some scholars claim that this is the first attempt to implement fenceless, but there's a lot of discussion on it in terms of successful of this idea. And because we talk about social relation, we talk about the safety, we talk about the how to you want to know each other. Okay, next. Okay, next, 45, 47, all right. Okay, these are all the arrangement. And then the last one, conclusion here today for in this conference. So try to explore on the vernacular settlement because they provide lots of knowledge, and actually we can learn, and it's much more sustainable rather than what we have today. Then lots of things that we can learn from this. And way forward, we can maybe we can and may not repeating any kind of terrace houses anymore. I don't know. This is way forward. Then mungkin in future, next 10 years, next 20 years, terrace houses mungkin dah tak ada dalam pasaran. I don't know. Okay, so perhaps that is new researcher coming in, a new student perhaps yang interested on this topic, they can explore this idea and try to look on what option, what we have. All ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and again I apologize on some hiccup on technical issue this morning. I hope that maybe we can just back to the moderator. Okay, thank you very much.
A huge thank you to technologist Dr. Nur Aiman Samsudin for that absolutely fascinating presentation. Even though we have some technical issues, but I think it is very something that we have to think about it, reminding us that sometimes the answers to our future challenges can be found by looking to the past, right? I think it is very inspiring way to kick off our day too. Thank you so much, Doctor. Hopefully we can meet you again in another program, yeah?
Sure.
Thank you so much. You again.
Sure.
Before we proceed to our next session, we will take a short 5-minute break. Please use this time to stretch, refresh yourself, and perhaps grab a quick beverage. So we will reconvene at 10:15 a.m. sharp for our second invited speaker of the day. Thank you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I trust that you are all refreshed and ready for our next session. Our second speaker today is Associate Professor Dr. Mat Asrul Nasid Nasrum from the Faculty of Technology Management and Business at University Tun Hussein on Malaysia, Johor. Associate Professor Dr. Mat Asrul Nasid Masrum holds the positions of Associate Professor at the Faculty of Technology and Business Management, University Tun Hussein on Malaysia. Currently, he serves as the Deputy Dean, Research Development and Publication, and is a Principal Researcher at the Center for Sustainable Infrastructure and Environmental Management. Associate Professor Dr. Mat Asrul Nasid Masrum has been recognized with academic awards such as the QT East West Recognition Award in 2009 and the Outstanding Higher Degree Research Student for February 2011 Awards organized by the Built Environment and Engineering Faculty QUT. His research interests revolve around satisfaction levels, both theoretical and practical, happiness level, quality measurements based on satisfaction indicator, and project performance and procurement in the construction industry. Furthermore, he actively engaged in the community services activities, sharing his knowledge at both local and international levels. Without further ado, let's proceed with his presentation titled Building the Future Immersive Technology in Community-Driven Green Infrastructure Development. We'll dive into the transformative potential of immersive technology in empowering community to actively participate in shape their urban environment for a sustainable future. We are honored to have you with us today. Doctor, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Associate Professor Dr. Mat Asrul Nasid Nasrum. Please welcome, Doctor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much, our Madam Chairperson today. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yeah, Doctor.
All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. And good morning to all participants. First and foremost, please allow me to praise to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala for allowing me and giving me this opportunity to be a part of this ieGRESAFE conference to 2024. And I would like to express and also extend my gratitude to organizing team or committee team for this ieGRESAFE 2024. Associate Professor Dr. Nurisham Ibrahim, Associate Professor TS Dr. Nur Hafizah Abdul Rahman, Associate Professor TS Dr. Rashidah Ahmad Sakib, and also Associate Professor Dr. Kharizam binti Ismail, and also the rest of the implementing committee. I'm so grateful to be here and to be a part and to be as invited speaker of this session. So please allow me to share my presentation. All right. Okay, thank you very much. All right, so as an introduction, I'm Mat Asrul Nasid bin Masrum. At the moment, I'm working as a lecturer in the Department of Construction Management and also under the Faculty of Technology Management and Business at UTHM. And I'm also actively as a principal investigator under CSIM, or also known as Center of Sustainable Infrastructure and Environmental Management. And currently, we are working on several projects and also research. And what I'm going to share with everyone in this session is actually a part of our current research that we are doing it at the moment. So my topic that I'm going to share about today is building the future immersive technology in community-driven green. I can see it. Sorry, development. Yeah, for green infrastructure development. So to start this presentation, before that, I just want to introduce a little bit about UTHM. So for those maybe haven't been to UTHM, I think it is good time for me to give some kind of information about UTHM. Okay, next. All right, UTHM Executive Committee, there are several key persons. So actually our university is headed by our Vice Chancellor, Yang Bahagia Professor Dato' IR TS Dr. Ruzari bin Ibrahim. And also there are several other teams always together with him. We have Deputy Vice Chancellor for Academic International, Professor Dr. Shahrudin. We have Deputy Vice Chancellor for Research and Innovation. We have Professor TS Dr. Rabia. She's actually I'm actually work closely with her. And also we have Deputy Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs and Alumni. This is our newly Deputy Vice Chancellor yang bagi Professor TS Dr. Abdul Rashid bin Abdul Razak. And just to inform you that we have also Provost at UTH Pago branch campus. We have Professor Dr. Afandi bin Ahmad, and our registrar is Encik Naim bin Maslan, and also the rest of the members. Next. Just want to give a very brief history about UTHM, just to inform you that UTHM has been developed and also formerly known as Pusat Latihan Staff Polytechnic in 1993, and it's been developed from year to year. And as you can see that in 1996, we developed from PLSP, become as Institute Technology Tun Hussein On, or also known as ITO. And in 2000, it's been upgraded to College University Technology Tun Hussein On, or also known as QITO. And some of people or some of the community around this, Pak Raja, they still call us as a QITO. They really like name QITO instead of UTHM. And in 2007, we upgraded and rebrand from QITO to UTHM as University Tunisia Malaysia. And since then, we developed and we managed to, at the moment, we have two branches. One is in Pago that developed in 2017, and another one in Tanjung Labuh that's been developed in 2020. So each main campus or also branches, we have a specific area that we are focusing in regards to being as a Malaysian Technical University. Okay, next. All right, so maybe some of the participants might or maybe don't know where is this UTHM exact location. So if those further down, go down to southern region. So it's actually 15 kilometers from North-South Expressway. You can go to exit Aitam, then you can go straight to Parit Raja. It's about 5 to 10 minutes to reach to UTHM. And from KLIA, it's about 240 kilometers, not too bad. And about 100 kilometers from Johor Bahru, 85 kilometers from Senai Airport, and also 125 from Singapore. So we are lucky enough to be here because we are very close to JB, and we also very close to Kuala Lumpur. Okay, and maybe for those who like to to enjoy our authentic Javanese food, you are most welcome to come to UTHM. Okay, all right, next. All right, as I mentioned earlier, we have main campus, and also we have two branches. One is in Pago that focus on science and technology. We focus on technology engineering, and also we offering a few program for diploma program. And at Tanjung Labuh, we are now developing and also about to, moving towards to open a faculty that related to aero and also maritime. Okay, next. All right, just want to share with everyone about facts and figures about our students. At the moment, for diploma students, we have about 2,282, and we have bachelor degree about 12 or almost 13,000. We have master student around 1,277, and also we have currently PhD students 1,276. And we are also proudly to inform you that we have a lot of numbers students from international. For postgrad, majority they are from UAE. We have currently 200 students from UAE, and the rest of the other countries such as Indonesia, Yemen, China, and also Somalia. Next. All right, so what we are offering to the students. So we have 8 faculties, and we have 4 center of studies. And at the moment, we are offering 105 programs at the level of diploma, bachelor degree, master's degree, and also PhD. So as you can see, it's actually like an integrated because of our niche area is sustainable technology and transportation. So basically, the faculties and also the program that we offered particularly suitable for this niche area. All right, next. All right. I'm also happy to share with everyone about our direction at the moment. We are now moving towards to develop UTHM as a global technopreneur university in 2030. So based on this vision and mission. So as we can see that what are the mission or what are the vision, we are aiming to be a global technical university in sustainable technology and transportation. And also we aiming to provide a technical solution for industry and community based on Tauhidic paradigm. So by looking at this vision and mission is actually trigger our team to develop what we are going to share with you this morning. All right, so based on our current research that we are undertaking at the moment, we actually trying to develop, and we call it as a tools by using immersive technology to be embedded in community engagement, in which this probably not really new or not really common in Malaysia. But we are trying to educate our community and our stakeholders to use this current technology, or we call it as digital transformation. So based on my presentation today, what I'm going to share with everyone is about a bit overview about our research and what are the issues based on current practices. And I'm also going to share with everyone about how to develop this innovative community engagement, particularly for green infrastructure development. And I'm going to share a little bit about what are the roles of being as a stakeholders in developing a good or effective community engagement. And there are also several principles that we need to consider in order to develop effective community engagement. And I'm also going to share a little bit about our preliminary findings from this research. And the most interesting part, I think, what I'm going to share in this session is about lesson learned that I gathered all this information and I witnessed with my own what has been practices among stakeholders in Melbourne. So I'm going to share with you several case studies from Melbourne perspective. Okay, next. All right, to start this presentation, I think everyone knows that Malaysia also very active in construction development. So there is a lot of infrastructure ongoing. So in infrastructure development, infrastructure project is very crucial for embedding definitely sustainability, satisfying economic needs, and also the comfort of society in the global economic context. Stakeholders increasingly focus on community involvement in infrastructure development and seek strategies to improve and overcome the barriers to effective community involvement. So this is something that very triggered us, because based on our observation, we found that there are a lot of infrastructure development. However, community engagement not widely implemented and not not effectively conducted by the client as well as by the stakeholders. A major concern driving the development of green infrastructure is the escalation of environmental, social, and also economic issues. I think this is very common. And in addition, projects implemented without community involvement often face backlash, emphasizing the need for public participation. And the lack of effective community engagement in promoting the development and installation and maintenance of green infrastructure can severely limit the success of the projects. As we all inform that, and we all notice that there are a lot of research, there are a lot of reports saying that our construction industry has been poor performance in terms of time, cost, and also quality. So I think one of the reasons because of their lack of information between stakeholders and also community. The information shared and deliberated to the potential user, community, and stakeholders is typically limited, as I said, and also lack comprehensiveness and is less interactive. So it is important for us to develop an effective community engagement in order to ensure that the project information and the community needs can be understood by the client and also the participants. Okay, next. All right. So based on our observation, we found that there are several challenges that actually motivate us to undertake this research. So based on our current observation, we found that there are several challenges, particularly in green social infrastructure development, in which it's actually a process in expert-driven, and stakeholders have not actively engaged the diverse voice of the community in at the planning stage, design stage, and also during the implementation stage. And this has resulted the lack of adequate information to make a critical decision and inaccessibility to the project sites. This is evidence is the disapproval of several construction projects by communities in several countries as well. So on top of that, inadequate community engagement in particularly for green infrastructure development, installation and also maintenance may trigger the community workforce to boycott the construction works, and also it leads to the delay in the projects. And unbudgeted costs also may occur, and also strike also may occur in the throughout the projects. In construction, basically there are three crucial elements, including environment, economy, and also society. So what we can see now, people more concerned about social, in which is very, very essential as it affects the community. So surprisingly, based on previous research, it shows that most of the research is done without the involvement of occupants, building management, workers, and also residents, as they are one of the who will spend more time interacting with the completed buildings. So in other words, so what we can conclude here is that the challenges that we found here is that most of the project that we develop not fully fulfill our community needs. So based on this situation, there are a lot of questions came out in our mind. Is there any, is that because of lack of information that shared to the community? So is that the client not really understand what is our community needs? So this actually give us some kind of idea to develop a framework to make sure that the project will conduct this community engagement prior the project development. Okay, next. All right, based on current practices, we found that many events project being built without asking and gathering for community option, in which they receive a backlash. Particularly in Malaysia, we found that communities have shown their disapproval of several construction projects as planned without further investigating the public opinions. And furthermore, a lack of public engagement in green infrastructure development, installation and maintenance can limit the project success. This is very common. And without a comprehensive engagement as well, the project could fail. For example, when the official plans are too different from the citizen needs. This is, as I mentioned many times, in which there is mismatch between what has been developed and also what really needs by the community. And in addition, development project may experience limited involvement when a limited community yet exists. Addressing stakeholders' collaboration from project perspective may help bridge or at least reduce the gap between what is defined as sustainable neighborhood and what is delivered. So in other words, we found that current practices, what we can see particularly in developing countries, most of the project is actually come from top down instead of bottom up. So what I can share with everyone in the session, based on my experience when I was in other developed countries, we found that most of the projects that develop is actually really based on what's actually community needs. In other words, is actually conducted bottom up, instead of top down. Okay, next. So in order to develop what we call as effective or interactive community engagement, so we found that it is important for us to understand first what type of infrastructure, and we also need to really understand what is the stakeholders' roles, and we also need to know what is our community type. So by considering or by taking care of this in our development of this framework, definitely we can develop a comprehensive framework that considering the type of infrastructure and we also will consider what are the roles of the stakeholders, and we also will understand what is actually community needs and on top of our community. Okay, next. All right. Based on our observation, our preliminary investigation, we found that there are several, ways, yeah, for us to undertake this community engagement effectively. But before that, we need to focusing on several parts, particularly in promoting what is community engagement. So based on previous study, it shows that to community engagement is actually like a two-way communication between stakeholders and also community. Yeah, and there are also another element that we need to really understand. It is called stakeholders participation. So in order to develop an effective community engagement, it's not only community should play their roles, but instead these stakeholders should play their key roles in order to make sure that this information can be deliberated clearly and comprehensively to the community. And also, as a stakeholders as well as community, we need to really understand what are the generic principles that we need to undertake and we need to include in our community engagement framework. So, based on previous study, proposed a set of generic template principles for greater community co-production of blue-green buildings, in which, for example, based on previous study, also emphasize that the relationship between stakeholders and community, particularly in Malaysia, needs to be improved further. And lastly, what are the elements that we need to improve or need to consider while we are developing this effective communication engagement? We need to develop, or we need to conduct in systematic way, and we need to conduct in interactive ways. So it's not, I think there's no longer for us to get together, just giving verbal information and also just share all this hard copy documentation to our community. We need to understand some of our community maybe makcik-makcik, pakcik-pakcik, in which they also not really understand what are the jargon words, yeah, yang kita sharekan bersama dengan mereka. I think we need to find a way in order to ensure that this community engagement can be done effectively and successfully. Okay, next. So based on our existing research or current research that we are undertaking, we found that there are several key elements we need to really understand in order to develop an effective and interactive community engagement. Firstly, we need to really understand the definition of community engagement itself. Yeah, the community engagement is the development and maintenance of green infrastructure require the involvement of various stakeholders, in which including local communities, government agencies, non-profit organization, private sector entities, and also academic institution. Community engagement is also one of the key participants that we need to include during this session. And we also need to understand types of our local community, yeah, whether they are kampung people, whether they are urban people, whether they are with our people yang duduk di suburban dan sebagainya. We need to really understand them. And another key element that we need to really understand, and we need to include in developing an innovative community engagement, we need to consider about social inclusivity. Yeah, because I think this particular elements always been neglected during this existing community engagement that has been done so far. Okay, next. All right, so based on our observation and based on our reviews and based on our preliminary investigation, we found that there are, lacking few elements that we found in undertaking or in promoting an interactive or effective or even innovative community engagement. So that's why considering digital transformation pressure, we found that to promote this immersed technology in community-driven green infrastructure development is very, very important. So that's why, based on this situation, our team attempt to undertake the research by outlining several objectives. So the first objective is to develop concise guidelines to enable stakeholders to adequately engage with the communities, and also we try to provide insights to stakeholders on new roles that apply emerging information communication technology, and also lastly, we try to recommend an immersive technology to improve the existing community engagement practices in green social infrastructure development. Okay, so we actually I think I've done it halfway. We have done several, data gathering from our preliminary investigation. We also have done several interviews with the local authority as well as our experts about this immersive technology, and now we are trying to promoting this effort by sharing all these framework that related to immersive technology. And I think we are actually aiming to share with everyone the end product, how actually we can develop an innovative community engagement for the client as well for our local community. Okay, next. So this is actually our preliminary framework that we developed to promote immersive technology in the current community engagement. So basically, we found that there are three main elements that's very important for us to consider. The first one is early stage. So I think in order to undertake this innovative community engagement, we really need to understand who is our stakeholders. And we also need to really understand what is the type of the project. And we also need to understand who are our community. Yeah. And then definitely we need to understand type of immersive technology integration. As we all know that there are several type of immersive technology. Maybe we can use VR, we can use AR, we can use MR, mixed reality in our community engagement. So there are a lot of method or tools that we can embed in our existing community engagement. So that's why our team try to promote this framework to educate our local authority and to educate our key players in the industry, just to improve our existing or our current community engagement practices. So on top of that, based on our framework, definitely we develop feedback and also evaluation stage, in which we found that it is important for us to get some kind of feedback from our community as well as our client about the product that we are going to develop about this this VR technology during this community engagement. So we're hoping that based on our preliminary framework development, we can develop a real community engagement tools to be promoted to our client and also to our local community. Okay, next. All right, based on our current findings, we also developed this proposed guideline as I mentioned earlier. So based on our findings, we found that there are several elements in proposed guidelines in order to develop an innovative community engagement. The first, we need to involve the community. Yeah, there are several elements such as conduct meetings. We also can address what are the conflicts during the dialogues, and also we can also consider these government policies. And another element that is very important for this during this development, I think it is important for us to provide basic needs like health center for the communities. If there are needs about other facilities, we need to take note of that issue as well. And the third element is achieving socially sustainable projects. This also important elements we need to consider while we developing an innovative community engagement. And lastly, we need to integrate with the community to conduct social research to learn more about the community. Maybe we can develop like a Facebook, or maybe we can develop a WhatsApp. We can create WhatsApp group in order to get more engagement with the community. Okay, next. All right. Based on previous study, it also shows that there are a few elements that we need to really understand, and we need to, taking care or take out into our consideration while we developing this community engagement. The first thing first is integrating the community. Community provides the stakeholders ample opportunity to adequately advocate and represent the community based on first-hand information to the specific needs and demands of the host community, and also involving the community throughout the phases of green social development is also very important. And infrastructure provided all this information during is also significant. Stakeholders mediation on conflict provide the community leaders with an ideal approach to settle all the issues that come up from the community also need to be considered. And the sustainable infrastructure provided the community helps to preserve natural resources, reduce emission of harmful greenhouse gas to safeguard the health of both the construction workforce and also the community at large. So by looking at these guidelines, it's actually kind of balanced, yeah. Not only focusing on development, but it also focusing on what actually our community needs and also concerns. Okay, next. So by looking at this, framework, this is also very important while we are developing this innovative community engagement framework. We found that this PPE framework is also good for us to consider about it. So based on previous study, it shows that this framework is one of the way to connect stakeholders and society by implementing public participant exercise. So we, based on this PPE, we found that there are several key elements that we considered while we are developing this innovative community engagement. So it's not, in our work at the moment, we are not only focusing on the technology itself, but we also are focusing on what are the elements in regards to governance, sustainable development, as well as social sustainable. Okay, next. All right, as sum up from our preliminary investigation, we found that in order to develop an innovative community engagement, particularly for green social infrastructure, we need to consider what are the principles. Yeah, it basically related to inclusiveness, transparency, interactiveness, communication, continuity, integrity, participatory, and also collaboration. So we need to really understand this. Regardless what technology that we are going to use, what method we are going to use, we need to understand what are the principles for us to develop such very effective community engagement. So there are several approaches that we can use. So based on previous studies, based on our data collection, based on our preliminary investigation or interviews, we found that there are several ways for us to use in order to improve our existing community engagement, such as early stakeholder engagement, bottom-up participative strategies, exhibitions, public forum, focus meeting, community workshop, emerging technologies such as social media, based on public exercises, and also collaborative. So based on these two elements, we found that it is important for us to speed up the process to develop and to promote this interactive community engagement by using this immersive technology. Okay, next. So this is our stage, yeah. So our next move, our plan for our next move. So based on framework that we already developed, based on the guideline that we already promoted, so I think this is about time for us to do a big or huge move to help our stakeholders as well as our community. So based on our current project, we're aiming to develop a VR digital twin and our platform for township planning. This platform will provide an immersive and interactive experience for the urban planners, stakeholders, and also the community, in which it enabling them to visualize, analyze, and simulate various planning scenarios in real time. This is the key objective. The system aims to enhance decision making, streamline planning processes, and also foster greater community engagement through realistic simulation and visualizations. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, I think everyone probably really excited to see the real outcome or the real product of this innovative community engagement by using immersive technology. Please pray for us. Hopefully, we will get more grants and also enough fundings in order for us to make this idea become something real. So I'm sure that everyone really excited to use this headset to get all this information, and also to touch the button to see what is actually a project to be developed in your area. And also definitely our new generation, they're more got attracted by touching all this information or by touching all these tools rather than reading, rather than understanding the hard copy information, right? Okay, next. Okay, so what are the benefits of this innovative community engagement, particularly by using this immersive technology? So what we can say is that it will enhance the visualization. So maybe if you gather all these makcik and pakcik, maklum and paklong together in the session, you wanted to explain to them that we are going to upgrade this Jalan Raya, and it will affect your house, the shops, and the gerai-gerai. So is that possible for them to understand by reading the project plan? Is that possible for them to understand by reading all this BQ? Is it possible for them to understand by reading all the pamphlet and also the brochure? I don't think so. Right? So that's why we will provide a new experience to our community as well as the stakeholders by by promoting this immersive technology for this community engagement stage. So why? Because it will enhance. We can see what is the potential development to be constructed in your area. So we can visualize it clearly. We can show them this is the thing that you are going to experience, that you are going to enjoy in the future. And then by using this interactive or by using this immersive technology, so it will improve the decision making. Definitely, it will help all these planners, all these contractors or clients to make a good decision making by having this, I can say, interactive and also comprehensive information during this community engagement. And definitely, it will improve the stakeholders collaboration. Yeah, not only on kata short sendiri for the client to develop the project to get more profit, to get more money, but it also will increase the engagement or collaboration between stakeholders as well as the community. And it will, as a risk mitigation, it will allow the simulation of potential problem and scenarios for better prediction, forecast, and also decision making. So, for instance, if you showcase this interactive or this VR, AR to our community during this community engagement, so probably they have good idea. Maybe they can foresee what is the problem to be happen in the in 5 years, 5 months time. So maybe you need to gather all this information. You need to take into your account as a client what is going to be happen and what are the prediction action need to be outlined, yeah, in order to make sure that the project successfully. And definitely it will improve the community engagement, as I said. So it will enhance public participation by allowing community members to visualize and interact with proposed plan, leading more transparent and inclusive planning processes. So I think it's about transparency. It's about comprehensiveness. It's about completeness of the information. Sometimes, based on my own experience, based on what happened in Pek Raja, so now there are a few projects ongoing, upgrading the Jalan Raya. So most of the community, they got lost. They don't know what's happening and how long this project will be constructed, because they know there's no, you can say that one-stop center for us to get the information. There's no sumber, there's no sources for us to get all these, clear information about the project. So I think because of this experience, it actually gives us strong motivation to work very hard to promote this interactive community engagement to our local authority, client, as well as our community. Next. All right. So in order to undertake this project successfully, definitely I'm not going to work by my own. Actually, I work with with my teams, and also we also work together collaboratively with industry people. So as you can see from the photos, we started to the idea initiated by both parties, UTHM as well as the industry. So we conducted a meeting, preliminary meeting, online and also physical, in order to get a mutual understanding what we can do, what we can develop for this project. And in order to make it official for both parties, we also managed to sign a letter of intent recently in June, and we are actually aiming to sign another official agreement, maybe MOU or MOA, right? And then just to inform everyone that this project also participated in international research and innovation exhibition that recently conducted at UTHM. So our team received gold award for these projects. Yeah. And also what I can say is that our industry people also very, very generous. They are very kind to share all these. We can say that it's like a CSR program for our students, just to get our student experience use this VR and AR. Okay. All right. Next. All right. So I think this something that I really wanted to share with everyone is about lesson learned that I experienced when I was in Melbourne back in 2020. So this is actually I can say that as a platform and also as an eye opener for me and also my team to work harder and to work effectively in developing this innovative community engagement framework as well as tools. So based on, this project is actually upgrading highway at Wexonia, somewhere in Melbourne. So as we can see that they developed this Wexonia hub, also known as one-stop center. So most of the people, for instance, those in Parit Raja or maybe those in suburban area, if they area will be affected by this upgrading highway or something like that, I'm not sure whether we have construct something like this in our country. But in Westsonia in Melbourne, they construct this in order to open all information to the community who are living surround this area, and the community can simply pop up and just drop by, get all the information and just read through all the information related to the project, and also they can simply rate all the information provided, and also they can get all these officers to get more information about the projects ongoing. So I think this is one of the good approach that we need to, consider. Probably we can also practice in our country as well. All right, next. And this is another lesson learned or case study that I think very interesting. I think it worth for me to share with everyone in this session. It's a project, Metro Tunnel project, constructed in Melbourne itself, the city itself. It's a big project ongoing at the particular time, and I do believe that probably now it's already completed. But what I'm trying to share with you here is that how actually the local authority or the client open this one-stop center just to share all the information with the community. So the community easily can access the place, can access to this one-stop center, and to get picture, to read through all the information provided on wall, and also there are officers for us to ask more further about the question, and also they also provide this hard copy information. Yeah, so that's why when I was there, considering that my research is related to this community engagement, so I collected all the information provided on the table, and I also used that opportunity to ask a lot of questions with the officers. So based on all the information I gathered, so that's why today it's a good platform for me to share what I gathered from my previous research activities. Okay, next. And this is also another project or case study that very interesting. It is a project, prison project to be constructed at a particular time in Geelong. Geelong is can say city, a place, very nice place. It is about 45 minutes from Melbourne City. So based on my experience, when I entered and I joined this community engagement that conducted by Department of Justice and Community Safety, in which they plan to construct a prison in that particular area, definitely everyone seems not happy. And some of them probably we can see they smile. Maybe they said, "Oh, that's good because this project can create more job, yeah, for the community." But some of the people or some of the community probably feel like, I'm not safe to live in this area anymore, and this place probably will be affected by these orang-orang jahat or prisoners. So we can see from this community engagement. But I think based on my experience and based on my my view and what I witnessed from the session, I think it just about 1.5 hours discussion. What the local authority and the client present about this project, and then they're open to the community to ask question, and some of the NGOs leaders, some of the community leaders simply simply throw the question to the local authority as well as the client. But I can see throughout the process of this community engagement, there's no fight at all. There's no provocation. There's no argument, but rather they're more kind of creating mutual understanding between both parties. If they have a very, negative concern, they just tell to the local authority and also the client what is their negative concern, maybe in terms of their safety, in terms of their environment, in terms of privacy will be affected. They just tell the local authority. Definitely, as a local authority and as a client, they have their specific, prevention or action, to overcome those issues. So I think this is such a very interesting experience that I think we need to consider while we are developing a project, particularly related to this project, prison project in our country. Okay, next. And this is my last case study that I would like to share with everyone. This is about a project in Footscray Hospital, in which during this session, they invited professionals, architects, engineers, suppliers, subcontractors, contractors to understand what is their plan and what is going to be developed in this particular area. So besides this hospital project, also this highways project, they call it as a social procurement. So from that session, I learned a lot how actually they deliver the message. I learned a lot how actually the community perceive the information. So I think we need to educate, we need to nurture all this kind of culture in our country. So that's why maybe as a good start. So we, as a researcher, we found that we think that it is important for us to improve the existing community engagement practices by using traditional method or by using traditional ways, only through verbal, only through like a 2D gambar dan sebagainya. I think it's about time to use this digital platform to help and to make this community engagement become more effective and more interactive. Okay, next. All right, so as a recommendation, I think it is important for us to understand, to develop an innovative community engagement, particularly for social media. It is important for us to have a transparent leadership, in which involve implementing transparent practices such as setting up a petition box to facilitate community engagement and with stakeholders. So we need to be transparent. We need to be open mind. We cannot close mind. Just give all the instruction to our community. Pindah sana, pindah sini. You don't have to ask about this project. Who are you to ask the project? No, I think we need to change that kind of culture. And in order to develop such a very effective, innovative community engagement, we need to consider both the communities and the organization motivations. And on top of that, we also need to conduct a comprehensive socio-economic study in order to understand what is the needs of this targeted area. And we also need to provide a safe and trusting environment to enable community to provide the input, and we need to share decision making and also governance control to our community engagement during the community engagement. And also we need to ensure that the communication between both parties will be done effectively, such as generating employment opportunities, minimizing environmental impact, and also enhancing infrastructure aesthetic. That very crucial in fostering support and understanding within the community. So, for instance, if you wanted to develop an infrastructure in that particular area, we need to just be open. We need to be transparent to tell the true information to our community. Jangan sembunyi-sembunyikan lah. Don't hide all these. Orang kata apa impact ni. Contoh kata this project will impact to our economy. The project will impact to our society around this area. If there are negative impact or challenges, we need to inform to our community clearly. Yeah. So by doing so, I think it will improve it will help this innovative community engagement can be done successfully. Okay, next. All right. So as a conclusions, this research or this output from this research, we hope that it will provide insight to the stakeholders on their roles in incorporating sustainable practices that align with community needs and also necessity, which in turn foster a sense of ownership, thereby paving the way for a greener and more resilient future in Malaysia. And besides, we also hope that this study will be beneficial for promoting the importance of community engagement in Malaysia project development that is in line with government policies and plan that particularly related to time, cost, quality, harmonious working environment, and also zero conflicts. And the third one, we're hoping that this development or this immersive technology community engagement through VR, digital twin, and immersive mobile one-stop center that involve comprehensive data integration, advanced 3D modeling, immersive VR and AR technologies, user-centered design, and scalable system architecture, possibly increasing participation of the community throughout the process. And also, we hope that this project will, improve these current practices by using this transformed township planning, by enhancing stakeholders' engagement, improving decision-making processes, and supporting sustainable urban development. By carefully addressing each of the components, the project will deliver a robust and innovative solution that meets the diverse needs of planners, community members, industry professionals, and also government agencies. So in a nutshell, I think it's about time for us to change our culture, change our current practices that only based on verbal as well as face-to-face communication. But I think by adding this immersive technology, I think it would be better for us to deliver all the message, all the information in order to fulfill our community needs. Okay. So I think before I end my sharing today, I just want to share with everyone a video, a very short video about our, not so-called prototype. I think this is only our initial idea about how immersive technology could help our innovative community engagement to be done successfully and effectively. Next. Maybe can play the video. Boleh tak? Dekat bawah tu ada dia punya play button. Is it possible? Not working?
I think Doctor, the video is not. Yeah, I think the video is not working at this moment.
Alright. No worries, that's fine. I think this is one video, a very short video that we developed to show an example if this project constructed from Batu Pahat to Keluang. This is actually the real example that we can use to share with our community what is going to be done and what is going to be constructed. So by doing so, it's actually improve our existing community engagement that only based on hard copy and also through verbal. So with that, I think I end my presentation. I give back to our moderator. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Again, I would like to thank Associate Professor Dr. Mat Asrul Nasrum for that insightful and forward-thinking presentation. Your work in integrating immersive technology with community-driven green infrastructure development is truly pioneering and provides a compelling vision for the future of our cities. Thank you so much, Doctor, for your sharing session just now.
No worries, that's my pleasure.
For your information, our closing ceremony will be at 12:30 p.m. and we encourage you to return a few minutes early to ensure you don't miss the start of the session. And kindly refer to the presentation schedule shared with you for the details on the specific sessions and their corresponding links available in the online flipbook and WhatsApp group. We encourage you to actively participate, and your contributions are vital to fostering a collaborative and interactive environment. Last but not least, attendance link will be provided by each session moderator, and I will now turn the floor over to the moderator. See you again after this. Bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to everyone tuning in for this much anticipated closing ceremony on the second International E-Conference on Green and Safe Cities ieGRESAFE 2024. Over the past 2 days, we've been inspired by brilliant ideas, innovative research, and deep discussion on how to build greener, safer, and more vibrant cities. It's been a truly remarkable experience, and I want to thank everyone for your active participation, your engagement, and most of all, your patience. This year, we received an incredible 96 paper submissions divided into three main key themes: sustainability and engineering technology, urban diversity, culture and art, adaptive technology. Each submission brought fresh perspective and groundbreaking ideas, making the judging process both inspiring and challenging. We are truly proud of every participant who contributed their work to this conference. But now, it's time for the moment we all have been waiting for, the announcement of our Best Paper Awards. Before we proceed, I want to remind you that the winners will not only receive well-deserved recognition, but also exciting prizes. The first best prize will receive 300 ringgit and an e-certificate. The second best paper will receive 200 ringgit and e-certificate. The third best paper will receive 100 ringgit and e-certificate. The first best paper also will receive a 30% discount voucher for next year's conference and e-certificate. Last but not least, fifth best paper will receive a 20% discount voucher for next year's conference and e-certificate. And now, without further ado, let's announce the winner. A huge congratulations to all our winners. Your research has made an incredible impact, and we are excited to see where your work will take you next. To everyone who submitted a paper, your contributions are invaluable. Whether you are won or not, you have all played a part in advancing the conversation on urban sustainability and safety, and also for that, we thank you. And now, to officially close this remarkable event, it is my great pleasure and honor to invite the head of Department of Built Environment Studies and Technology, College of Built Environment, University Technology Mara, Campus Sri Iskandar Perak Branch, Associate Professor Dr. Nurhafiza Abdul Rahman to give her closing remarks.
Assalamualaikum and warm greetings. Praise to Allah, finally we have come to the end of the conference. First and foremost, I would like to express my appreciation to the speakers, presenters and all the participants for their valuable contribution to our second International E-Conference on Green and Safe Cities, ieGRESAFE 2024, over the last 2 days. My deepest gratitude goes to all who attend the conference and help to make it such a successful event. We are very privileged to be able to proceed with this conference via a virtual platform with more than 90 papers for local and international universities. This e-conference ieGRESAFE 2024 is one of the events which has been initiated by the Established Research Interest Group RIG in UiT and Perak, known as Green Safe Cities Group. in collaboration with the Department of Built Environment Studies and Technology. Thank you very much to the committee and team members who have worked so hard to make this program a success. Throughout this 2 days event, the issues of resilient urban futures, sustainable solutions for tomorrow was discussed by our invited speakers. They highlighted the opportunities and benefits that many stakeholders have already brought to the communities and people in achieving sustainable development goals. Thank you also to our strategic partner from Syekh Kuala University Indonesia, UNSYA, University Technology Malaysia, UTM, and University Tun Hussein on Malaysia, UTHM, for collaborating with us in this wonderful event. It is hoped that this collaboration has fostered good relations, improved and enhanced the quality of the academic community for both universities. Thank you also to our distinguished speakers, namely Professor Technology Surveyor Dr. Muhammad Yusuf Hamid, Assistant Vice Chancellor from UiTM Shah Alam, Dr. Sylvia Agustina from Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Syiah, Kuala Aceh, Indonesia, Professor Surveyor Dr. Thuraya Muhammad from College of Built Environment UiTM Perak Branch, Technologist Dr. Noor Imran Samsudin, Faculty of Built Environment Surveying UTM Skudai Johor, Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Asrul Nazid from Faculty of Management and Business UTHM Johor, who have successfully shared their knowledge and experiences on the aspect of various themes of sustainability and resilient approaches towards safe cities. I would also like to thank all the participants from the various institutions locally and internationally who have attended this conference, the government sectors and also academicians, students and staff of UiTM Perak. Last but not least, it is hoped that this conference will give new horizons in integrating green and sustainable approaches in our respective universities, home, local communities, and workplace environments. Finally, my deepest thanks are, of course, reserved for the conference secretariat for the priceless contribution for running a smooth event. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Associate Professor Dr. Nur Hafiza Abdurrahman, for your thoughtful words and for helping us bring this wonderful event to a close. Before we officially end the conference, we'd like to play a closing montage to capture the highlights of our time together. As we approach the closing of the second International E-Conference on Green and Safe Cities ieGRESAFE 2024, I would like to take this moment to express our deepest gratitude to everyone who has contributed to the success of this event. To our esteemed speakers, participants, and the organizing committee, thank you for your commitment, enthusiasm, and invaluable insight. Over the past 2 days, we have explored diverse perspectives on how to create greener, safer, and more resilient cities. The ideas shared and the discussion held here will undoubtedly have a lasting impact on the future of urban development. As we conclude, I encourage you all to carry forward the knowledge and the connections you have gained from this conference. Let us continue to collaborate and innovate in our shared mission to build sustainable urban futures. Thank you once again for your participation. We look forward to your continued engagement in future events. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and goodbye.